Hello the bodies, my name is Jasmine and welcome back to my channel, The Proud Protea. If you are new, welcome and thank you for joining me and spending time watching me talk and rant and rave. So I've got my list again to make sure that I remember everything that I want to talk about. For the first part, I'd like to show you Mary. She has the second piece completed. There's the little tag that I just to hold her headpiece. People, these patterns are not beginner friendly. I really struggled with her hair and this headpiece. I had to constantly count my stitches and figure out where I was. Thankfully, this has been written beautifully and there's so many photos. It is such a clean cut pattern. So there's Joseph, here is Mary, and they are the two parts that I have done so far. Yes, I'm behind with it, but we are going with it this year. And if we don't complete something in time, it is what it is. Because we are doing, first and foremost, we're going to enjoy our craft. And I will put the links for everything, but just so that everybody knows, those of you who love this little doll, this is a free pattern of Hobby that I shared a while ago. I will share another 2 free patterns that they have advertised now on their Facebook. Also, beautiful, beautiful little dolls. They almost look similar. I want to say there's a little bit of similarity with the dolls. Maybe it's the same writer. I have not even checked. I just saw these beautiful dolls and I thought I have to share it with you guys. Free patterns, beautifully written. And yes, so if anybody wants to have a go at a doll, I will share those patterns. If you want to try it, I'm not going to try and pronounce the name because I'm worried I'm going to pronounce it wrong. But it's the Nativity Scene. There's 3 patterns, and in each pattern there's about 4 or 5 items, and it is the whole Nativity Scene. I want to say Aridia, could be wrong. I will share it. These patterns are very detailed, and if you want to give yourself a challenge, I do recommend these patterns because it is a nice challenge. And there are many, many more items that she has. She has beautiful, beautiful stuff. And my watch is telling me to calm down. Can you believe it? If you want to have a go, have a challenge, I definitely recommend these patterns. Not necessarily the Nativity Scene. She's got a whole variety. But they come together quite quickly. If you are doing one project, they come together super quickly. So for those of you who want to have a go, I made this in Hobby Cotton 8.6 with my El Cheapo 2.5, which is no longer next to me. And yes, so just before I was finished with my blanket, I saw the yarn was on sale at Spotlight, and I decided in my fuzz, let's buy some more because I'm not finished with this blanket. Ordered the yarn, realized I did not need any more because it was the perfect length for me on my new chair, my new mocha chair, so I can sit like a queen on a throne in front of the TV. So my blanket is the perfect length for me, which means I can type this up and share it. I have not made a Ravelry page yet, but it is on my list of things I'd like to do. So if anybody would like to have a go at my pattern, please have a go. If you don't want to, you don't have to. If you'd like to, let me know what you think and let me know what I can change and amend. This is all trial and error. I'm very new to it, but I'd like to continue on with it. So the yarn arrived, and this was like a triple whammy for me because not only did I order yarn that I did not need, I ordered yarn in the wrong thickness. The yarn I'm using is chunky. I ordered mega chunky. It is beautiful. Oh yeah. It is way too chunky. It is, wow. It is double the width of the yarn I'm using on this one. So I got yarn that I didn't need, that I bought on sale, and it's the wrong size. Any ideas on what to do with it? Let me know. I'm up for suggestions. Moving on. Got my yes. So with my amigurumi mod, I did do 2. I started 2. I did not complete the second one because I got sidetracked and I made Queen Elizabeth, even though I've been calling her Queen Mary for the last week. It's Queen Elizabeth. She's not finished, but she will be finished in the next day or two in time for Queen Elizabeth II's birthday. So it's okay. It's all good. And this is the book that I actually based it on. I ordered 2 copies, one for Evelyn, one for Malia, which is my soon-to-be niece. For those of you who don't know, I'm expecting a niece. I was expecting a niece, however, she has been born. She has been born 2 months early. The doctor decided that it was safer for her and her mommy that she came sooner. So she is with us. She is in the NICU. She is safe. She is crying. She is kicking. So we got one more tough NICU cookie to add to our bunch, and we are very, very grateful. But I was worried the book was not going to arrive in time for my friends that are taking the parcel with to South Africa. It did arrive. Just in time, I might add. But I just wanted to share some of the reasons why I chose the bunny and all of the small details in it. And it was strictly because of this book and the letter that we wrote to her. So, as you can see here in the book, it shows the little nut brown hair. And guess how much I love you. And it's because we never want her to guess how much we love her. We want her to know that we do. And I will put a picture up of my little project so you can see with me. We did it white because it signifies pure, and she was born a pure blessing to us. We incorporated the little nut brown hair, little nut brown pieces in it, because she is our little nut brown hair. A bed, a home for the bunny, like our home will always be with you. A blanket. It is an exact mini replica of my blanket that I made. So it's my first pattern, and I'm going to dedicate it to her. And the M, it was a cross stitch for Malia, which is her name. And most importantly, my husband and I took a photo of this little bunny in our hands. And it was to go with, just as you hold your little bunny in your hands, so sweet baby girl, we hold you in our hearts. So one day when you get it, this auntie's going to be looking, we're going to be thinking, we're going to be talking. But moving on, with having so much fun with finding little ideas in simple little books, I'm going to take a note from my friend Cassandra's book, and she does hooking up with books, her and Caroline for the Love of Crochet. It is such an awesome thing. If anybody wants to join, I love watching these ladies. However, I cannot join at this time myself. Everything is just a little bit too hectic and a little bit too busy for me, and I won't be doing it wholeheartedly, and I want to do things wholeheartedly. So they read a book a month, and then they each make something that somehow incorporates aspects of the story into an amigurumi or any form of crochet. So if Evelyn and I find a book or a TV program or a story and we like it, we're going to try and make something out of that book so we can share it together, because I really did have fun with that. And what's better than to sit and read a book with a toddler and have something to show for it? Isn't that awesome? You're going to come along with me on that journey. It may not start this week, it may only start in the next couple of weeks, but it is on the list, and I really do think that's going to be something that I'm going to start looking at. And I've mentioned my Queen Elizabeth, aka Mary, who I've been calling, and something I've noticed with it after also watching Elise at Le Petit Saint Crochet, and that is flow. And I did do a little bit of research on it, and I thought, let me share it because I found truth in it. One of the reasons that I started crochet so many years ago, as in crochet reading amigurumi, it was to have a balance, and it was a balance between work and personal. I come from a finance field, so along with many other people, I battle to switch off. And I made such a 360 turn that instead of being at home and crocheting and trying not to think about work, I was sitting at work and daydreaming about crochet. That's how much I love this. I want to say this sport. You want to call it a sport. We race each other to try and finish things. I just love this craft. And it was one of the reasons why I started it. And Elise talks about flow. I'm just going to read it. It's positive psychology, a flow state, informally also known as being in the zone, is a mental state in which a person, performing some activity is fully immersed in a feeling of energized focus, full involvement and enjoyment in the process of the activity in essence. Flow is characterized by complete absorption in what one does and resulting in transformation in one's sense of time. Don't we lose track of time when you're really sitting and crocheting? Don't you lose track of time? I do. That's why I have to set reminders on my phone all the time to remind me, get up, cook dinner, feed the kid, bath the kid. Sometimes I lose track of time. And flow is melting together of action and consciousness, the state of finding a balance between a skill and how challenging that task is. It requires a high level of concentration, however, it should be effortless. Flow is used as a coping skill for stress and anxiety when productivity pursuing a form of leisure that matches one's skill set. Isn't that amazing? And here we thought that crochet was just this obsessive craft where we buy mass amounts of patterns and yarn. No, people, we're dealing with our stress and anxiety. How amazing is that? And it's something I picked up. You see, when you're doing a pattern, you have arms, you have legs, you have pieces. I make everything and I put it in I make it a little pig, projects and grocery bags, or these little plastic bags. If I don't have to make the piece to attach it while I'm working it, I don't. I put them all together. I don't attach things until the end. And I've noticed, now reading everything, that's where my flow is. I make the whole project and you're being productive, and then in the end I put it together and I have my finishing project. A lot of people do it differently. I know my friend, she loves attaching ears and she is a boff at doing it. She gets these ears perfect. I don't know how she gets it that beautifully, but she does. Well done, Cassandra. I don't even get them that perfect. I just sometimes you gotta wing it. Wing it a lot of the time, but it's a point. You got to find your flow. So people, find your flow. Find what tick works for you. Mine is grocery bags. Here's one. Yeah, it had Marion. That's my bag. Every project has a bag, and I like clear ones because then I can see what's in it. so everybody knows. There's a tick that I have, and I haven't completed that second amigurumi mod, and I will get to it because it's also, what'd you guess? It's a bunny, but it is a bunny with safari clothes, mind you. I haven't even sewn it. I cut it out, started, then I did Queen Elizabeth, aka Mary. So you got to find your flow. But thank you again for joining me. I will share all of the patterns that I spoke about. I can't remember if I mentioned this little lady here. There are 2 new free patterns on Hobby. I will share the links. They look somewhat similar. They are beautiful. And what not better to have free patterns? I mean, just join it to, the paywalls, those patterns exceeding life expectancy. It's okay. It's okay, people. Thank you again for joining me. And until next time, stay humble and hustle.